Hey fellow tennis nerds, I hope all is well. Taylor Fritz, pretty young American, he's 24, he's been kind of in the shadows a little bit of other players of the same generation, but now he's in the Indian Wells finals against Rafa Nadal after defeating Andrei Rublev in his semifinal in a very impressive match. He won in straight sets, and Fritz has a huge forehand, good serve, solid backhand. He's pretty overall strong player, 196 in height, so he's up there rivaling Medvedev, Zverev, Tsitsipas, these guys. And he's a player kind of you might have forgotten or not thinking so much about. He's won one title in Eastbourne 2019. But he's steadily been improving his game, I would say, and now he's at a threat at winning his first ATP Masters title. Still, you have to put Rafa as the favorite because that's what he does. He just keeps winning this year. Looking forward to the final. Taylor Fritz racket is not as heavy as you might think. Some pros use very heavy rackets, but you see some of the younger pros use lighter rackets, and his rackets have been on sale on eBay before. And from all I know, he's still using the TGT 260.3, which is the Pro Stock code, the head Pro Stock code for the Head IG Radical MP. A racket also used by Diego Schwartzman, but Schwartzman uses it in an extended length, 28 inches. And as far as I know, Taylor Fritz uses it in standard length. And from eBay, the racket weight unstrung was 299 grams with some lead tape up in the hoop. So the swing weight is probably a bit more than retail version, but still it's a pretty light static weight. It's impressive to see how much pace he can generate with such a relatively light racket. But I think it kind of asks the question of us recreational players if we're using too demanding, too heavy rackets overall, and I think in most cases that's true, but I will talk about that in an upcoming video, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Taylor endorses the Head Radical MP, which is the very orange one. Also a good racket, a little bit stiffer, a little bit easier to generate power with. So I think for rec players, the Radicals are good for control and more similar to a blade from Wilson and that kind of frame. Good choice for you who look for control, but you're not going to get a lot of pace for free with the Radical rackets. Then you should look into something a little bit more forgiving, a little bit more powerful. So Taylor Fritz, Radical MP, soft racket, control-oriented racket, uses it with Headhawk 16 gauge, that's 130 gauge, and hits a big ball, like huge pace, great timing on his shots. It's just overall a very strong player, Taylor Fritz, and I've seen him live a few times, was always impressed. Saw him play Federer at the Mercedes Cup in 2017, I think it was, and yeah, he was close to beating Fed there, and he's definitely a strong player on pretty much all surfaces. I would say clay is not his favorite. More content, best rackets, etc. on patreon.com/tennisnerd, so please join there and become a member and support Tennis Nerd. That's all for now. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.